I am currently working on this belt bag, and so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. So here's kind of what my process is like. I take a picture of the thing I'm working on, and then I draw it out, and then I just start sketching up ideas. I tried putting mama on there. I think I'm gonna go with something like this, and I guess I could add the word mama too if I wanted. So I just kind of play around with it on my iPad. So once I draw it out, I have to get it to scale. So I'm gonna measure my belt bag and then see how many inches my pattern needs to be. So it's approximately like 8 1/4 by like 5 1/2. So on my iPad, I just scaled it. So I've got it about 8 by like 5 1/2-ish. So now I'm gonna remove the bag because I don't need to print the bag. I'm left with my flower, so that flower is gonna be to scale when I print it and put it on here. I'm gonna print this design onto this water-soluble paper, but I don't want to waste like this entire piece of paper just to print that one little picture. So I'm going to show you a trick for what I do. I come over to my printer and I just mark like the bottom right hand corner of my page so that I know which direction it's going to go through the printer. And I'm going to print that design on regular printer paper first. So it just came off the printer. So instead of taking like an entire sheet of sticker paper, I'm just going to grab one of my scraps and I'm going to cut out the paper that's about this size. And I'm just going to tape it onto this spot of the paper. So I'm just going to tape down the edges. On the edge of the paper like this, I just fold it around the side. And then I'm going to run it back through my printer. And I want the design to print in the same spot. That's why I marked my page so I knew which direction to put it in my printer. So I know this needs to be my bottom right hand corner. So then I can take this paper off. And then I can cut out my design a little more if I want. And now I can peel it off and stick it on my bag. So now I'm just going through and deciding which color to go with. I'm going to do like a monochromatic look, so I'm just picking one color. I think this one's out and this one's out between these two. I think I'm going to use 6 strands, but I'm going to do it by splitting my thread in half, take 3 and 3, and then I'll knot the ends together. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the bag. I'm unzipping it so that I can work with this inside. The inside of this has like a pouch, which I don't want to sew shut, so I have to be careful to work around that. So I'm going to start with this flower. The pouch is like right here on the back of the flower. So with my hand, I'm going to like be pushing this pouch kind of out of the way. I'm sure that I'll end up accidentally sewing it shut at some point, but deal with it when we get to that. I'm gonna do a stem stitch and I'm gonna outline the flowers. So I finished the circle on the inside and I'm liking it. I think it's gonna look really cool. Okay, so I did the flower and the petals. I just got the leaves next. Let me show you what the inside's looking like. I'm avoiding this pocket. I've just been like moving it down so I can stitch the inside there. It's coming along really cute. I'm needing some more thread, so I'm going to tie it off on the back. So this is how I'm doing it. Just attaching it to another stitch. So I'm sliding my needle underneath this stitch that was right next to it. And then instead of pulling the needle all the way through, I'm going to stick it back through this loop and then pull it tight. And if you do that twice, it makes a knot. You want to use small stitches while you're working so that they don't get pulled on. If your stitches are too long, they can get snagged and distort your embroidery. As I'm working, I'm trying to make sure that I don't pull stitches too tight. Otherwise, you can end up with puckering. So you want to make sure that the tension of your thread is equal to the tension of your fabric. You'll also notice that I'm not using an embroidery hoop while I stitch. An embroidery hoop would just get in the way, especially since I'm trying to avoid these pockets on the inside. Now I need to wash off the water-soluble paper. So I've got a bowl of warm water. I'm just gonna submerge this in the water and lightly rub my finger over it to help this paper dissolve. You can also run this under a faucet, and the pressure from the faucet will help the paper dissolve quickly. Then I'm just gonna lay it on a towel and I'm gonna press it down with the towel to get out any extra water. The belt bag is dry and here's how it turned out. So cute. I love that it's just like monochromatic, it blends in so nicely, doesn't pop too much, but it's definitely a cute detail we added. If you want to use this pattern to create your own belt bag, see the details in the caption. And be sure to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching.